guys, welcome to Raja Makes Money. How are all my money makers doing today? And hey, the chicken, 2 days in a row, we are in the green and made money. Whew. Way to go, guys. Hope you guys are all making lots of money. Crazy market where you have the Dow up again so much and the NASDAQ goes red. Are we going to see what we saw yesterday? We're going to see the NASDAQ up crazy and the Dow. And I mean, it's just insane. And, you know, we got the stimulus bill. It looks like it's done and passed, going to be signed. So lots to talk about today. Lots of stuff to talk about. And we're going to talk about it all. So we're going to get all into it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you click on that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching me on Facebook, make sure you follow me. And let's get into it. So not a whole lot of trades today. Looked at some different stuff, but didn't do a whole lot. One of the only trade really today was, and I'll show you guys, was I bought puts on GameStop. That's right. The Raja called it, but I didn't stay in it long enough. I missed it by about 5 minutes. I made money, so I'm not complaining. But my 3,500 I could have made $70,000 or $80,000 at one point. Even right now in the trade, I would have been up about 40,000, 50,000. I missed this thing by just a couple of 10 minutes. I knew it was coming. And I also didn't know it was going to be this big of a drop. But I'm going to show you guys some stuff. I'm going to show you guys some calendar spreads. I'm looking at some other plays now. I'm going to show you guys some calendar spread stuff. And I'm also, I'll show you guys also some, there's different stuff we can do. And now that Schwab and a lot of the brokerage firms have been changing their margin requirements, they're changing them. That's right. They're not in favor of the little guy. And that's why options are playing such a big part of the manipulation of a lot of these stocks now during the day. And that's why you're seeing a lot of stocks pre-market and aftermarket running so much, because the options aren't open. So it's hedging it, and they don't have those hedges and the different things. So I'm going to explain to you guys a lot of this, and you're going to start seeing me do some of these new trades, especially with some of these credit spreads. I think the credit spreads are really nice. I mean, it's not calendar spreads are really nice, and also credit spreads that we can do and stuff. And I'm going to show you guys how they work, and we'll start making some of those plays. And I think it makes the most sense. Like I said, I've looked at all this stuff. I live and breathe for this, and I know to make a lot of money, and we're going to make a lot of money, and we're going to make a ton of money. So start watching for that. But overall today, look at the portfolio. Actually, interesting enough, I think we did pretty good spring cleaning yesterday. Alternate was back down, and these will all be out tomorrow. I don't know why Schwab leaves them in here for an extra day, but you see these were down. This one was up a little bit, down, one up. Down, up, down. So definitely up. But yeah, this is the GameStop one. So at 1180. So I'll show you guys what the trade was. So I put in the puts at $11.80, 100 contracts. I got filled. It was actually a little below this. I mean, above it, and then it came down, and I got filled on them all. You can see here the timestamps. It took a little, up and down, bounced around. Then I put in to sell them, and then it started coming up. Then it started running. So when I was watching the charts, and I was, right in the chart, I was watching the stock, and I was like, this thing is going to crash. There is no reason for it to be this high. Well, I did that trade, and then it was around $27, $28. I got filled, and I noticed the volatility in the VIG kept going up, and I'm like, it's weird. And then the stock all of a sudden, popped to like $35, then came back down. And I was watching the options, and, I'm playing the 100s. This is, 250 points away at the time. But I believe that this thing should be back, under $100, and it's going to make a lot of money. And I'm going to show you guys when I pull up some charts here. The spread was pretty crazy on the chain. So every 10 points was about $2. So which makes sense, as a stock would move. But the thing that didn't make sense, and I also didn't want to do something that's like, I had a lot more leverage if I buy 100 contracts at $10 for 100,000 or 1180 for $110,000, $112,000, whatever it is. That made more sense than trying to do 10 contracts at $100, or something crazy, because the volatility here is just insane. So what I was looking at, and I'm gonna pull up here and we'll show you guys. So here's the chain on GameStop, and this is how you can make a lot of money. And I think we're gonna make a lot of money doing this, and doing some of these credit spreads or calendar spreads. So you have, right now at $100. Whoops. Oh, where are we looking at here? Excuse me. I'm in the wrong strike price there. So God, I gotta really go down here. So we were doing the I did the April 1st one. And I thought a lot of you guys were gonna be like, Raja, is this April Fool's Day? You're gonna short GameStop. This thing's going to $900, the gamma squeeze. So if you look at this, so I did the hundreds. Wow, there's so many options here. Right now they're $14.95 by $15.75, so you get filled around 15.5. I did them at $11.80. What happened was, and I started watching it, and because I'm trying to see how this one trades, because like I said, I know Apple like the back of my hand, but the volatility is not in Apple, and it's just right now for me, Apple doesn't make sense, because with the margin changing and the requirement changing, I would only be able to ride on Apple, maybe 1,000, 1,500 contracts at the most, and if that's all we played, and even to play it safe at $1, it's not going to make us as much. So what I looked at here is I came out here, and originally I thought, I'm going to hold this for a while, and then it started going, and I started watching. I want to see also how many contracts I could get off. And see, if with the volatility, you want to check out the movement of these, because if there's no volume, you can really lose your shirt. So what I was looking at here, and if you look here, so you see like the 90 is 11.85, the 100 is 14.95, and the 110 is 18.25. So in simple terms, let's say we said 17 and 18, that's $1. And if we said 15 and we said 12, that's $3. Well, those are some big spreads. So there's basically, I came to the conclusion there's about $2 in between these in actual. So if you look here, it's like $9.05 to $11.85. And then if you came up here, let's say we went to like the 200, $58 to $55. So there's basically about $2-3 for every 10 points. So what does all that mean? I have no clue. No, I'm just kidding. So what that means is for every $10 of more risk. But the thing is, let's say you took the $300 stock. I think GameStop, like I said, I think in the next month or two, or by April Fool's Day, this thing, unless we're all fools, is going to be back under $100. But you have to look at this. Like if you bought the 300 and you pay 120, like I said, instead of 100 contracts, I'd only get 10 contracts. So to gamble on 10 contracts, and that's a huge risk. You have, 125 point movement, that has to go down. So to me, it made the most sense to look at these way down here, because I actually think they're pretty cheap, and for your money, you can get a decent value. I mean, even if you said, because if this thing comes back to $60 and you bought this for $4, between now and then, this $4, this thing could go to $100. So imagine you buy 1,000 of those I lay $400,000. I buy 1,000 of those, and that thing goes to $100. It's $10 million. It's insane. And the way, so we have to catch this one. Like I told everyone, what did I tell you guys yesterday and the day before? I said, these market makers are sitting back and they're laughing. And I said, what did I also tell you guys? I said, they have more money than me, you, all of us put together. And when they get into it, we're not going to beat them. And the stock has no value. This company isn't worth $30 billion or $17 billion or whatever it's at today. Let's just pull it up, tell you what it's at. $18 billion at 265. So I knew when this thing started going today, I'm like, this thing is going to drop like a rock. Like I said, I missed it by 10 minutes. I knew it was going to drop. I mean, it was there. I honestly didn't expect it. To go to $200 at one point. That was insane. But they're going to do it again and again, because you have these people who keep believing in this. And then you have all those stop orders and limit orders. So, and with the options open, they can, just short this thing like no other really quick. And then what happens is all those people who have limit orders in there start triggering. So it's just like a chain effect. And before you know it, it just explodes, and there's nothing to stop it. And then, the only thing that stopped it, and this is also very interesting. I think it was halted 3 or 4 times today, pretty quickly there. And if you looked at it, when it got halted every time, usually they stop it pretty quick. They were letting this thing drop 40, 50 points before stopping it. And that was kind of interesting too. So it just showed you how, the circuit breakers couldn't even keep up with it and stuff. It was insane. So the things I'm looking at and on this one and GameStop and, how it's traded, and, if we look at the month chart or we look at a 6-month chart here and how this goes, sometimes we'll have these double spikes, but this thing's going to keep coming back to where it is, 40, 50 bucks. So I think what I like a lot, and you do is coming out here and you buy this, $100, Kenny on the research team likes the 150. That's $33. The problem at 30 is I can get more bang for my buck at 100. So you do this one at 30 bucks, you can write 30 contracts. You do this one at 100, if you're going to put 100,000 into this, let's say you do this one at $100, you can write 200. You can write 100 contracts, versus or 80 contracts. You get more bang for your buck. It's not going to, and because all these are moving in the same like $2 to $3 range. So and the other thing that you're going to make a lot of money on is the VIG. So, or that you could lose a lot of money on. So right now the volatility is very high. So we need to catch GameStop where it trades in a range for like an hour or two, and then the volatility starts coming way down. So I caught GameStop because it was going up slowly and there wasn't a lot of volatility. And that's why I got in at $11.80. So like I said, as it was going up in price, I was making money even with the stock. Normally when the stock goes up 10 points, that's why I got a little worried. I was like, gosh, now this thing's up 10 points. I wasn't worried because I had a month, But then like I said, I'm just learning how it trades, and I was trying to learn the volatility, with the VIG to it, and that's what I come up with. So with all that being said, I like somewhere in here. So you can buy these. This is called a calendar spread. So you buy this. Let's say we buy the 100 put because I 100% think that by April 1st, GameStop is going at some point to be, hopefully by then it's way under 100. Hopefully it's under 85 bucks, and you'd have your $14.95, but you have that value. What you can do is buy this, and this isn't using any margin, and then we can come all the way back to this month, like that expire in 2 days, and see how this is 79 cents. You buy to open the put, and then you sell to open the put on the $100 here at 79 cents. So no matter what, that is always going to be worth more money. So let me explain all this to you, because this is called a calendar spread. So the something 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out is always going to be worth more. So no matter what, even if GameStop went to 50 bucks, you're still going to make money, but you're obviously limiting yourself by selling this. I don't think GameStop tomorrow or by Friday will probably be under 100 bucks. So you pick up this 79 cents. It's just like you've sold. So no matter what, if you bought, something for the 14 bucks right now or whatever, this is like free money. So let's say you went out, and we went out to, let's see here, for next week. All right, so let's say we went out for next week and we did the 9 days. Right here, we'll show all here, so you guys can see it. So now let's say we bought those for $14, and like I said, you always have your best premium there. I could immediately, so I buy that for 14 bucks, or 15 bucks right now. I can immediately sell to open next week 100 contracts and make $50,000. So that takes off my cost. Now, like I said, if GameStop next week is above $100, those expire worthless. And if GameStop keeps coming down, those are going to be my long-term play is going to go up while these go down. So there's ways to make money and kind of hedge it. So that's why I'm looking at stuff that's a little bit further out, because it doesn't make sense financially. You would have to dump so much money. So let's say here, you want to, and remember what I told you guys, the current option price is always worth more money than something a month out. That's why you don't want to buy leaps. This is where leaps make sense, because you say, you know what, I think this is what GameStop's going to be worth. And every week you just keep short. You just sell that put to open. So if every week, let's for fun, we went out 120 days to July 16th. Way the hell out here, right? Let's look at these. So you buy the 100. Or it doesn't have to be the 100. It could be something cheaper. So that 100 is $36, but you have 128 days. So if you took March, April, May, June, for like 30, you got 30, 28 weeks in there. So imagine if for 28 weeks you bought this for $36, and for 28 weeks you sold something every week for $5. How much money would you make? Now you're on. Now you see what I'm saying? So this is what's going on. And you can see the $100. And if you look at the volume, the $100 where there's a lot of volume and a lot of play on. And like I said, you can go down even cheaper here. If you want, honestly, I think GameStop comes all the way back to $50. You could buy this for $11. And then if you look at if we go back to the 9-day chart, like for next week, for $11, you buy that. And if GameStop, as the volatility goes up or, some stuff changes, I'm sorry, it takes a little second here to show you guys all this stuff because we have to open and spread them out. But then you look at the $60 one here. So you buy that one for $9, $10, and the $60 one here is $1.56. You already got 15% of your investment back. And I can tell you right now, if between now and Friday, well, let me just show you this. So this will be an interesting fact. So now I have to go all the way down here again. Sorry, guys. 128 day one. Where is it? There it is. All right. So GameStop right now is at $265, right? All right. So let's look at the 265 or 260. It's $145. Okay. The 60, where we're looking at this, let's look at the 50, okay. So the 50 is $11.20. Okay. $11.20. And that's with GameStop 200 points away. But, and I don't even know how this would work, because if GameStop came all the way down to $50, the worst the thing, if GameStop was going to zero, the highest that this could actually go to is $50. So this would be a very interesting model to look at. But my point is, if you look at the volatility, if GameStop is there, so if GameStop comes down 100 points, this trade is going to double in price for you immediately. It's going to be fast. But like I said, you have all this time, all these months in between, all these weeks in between, during all these months, that you can keep hedging it and selling it and picking up that money. So like on the $50 one there, so here it's $2.30 you would get, and you come way out here, and you come way out here, and you get $11.20 for it. So like I said, you already got almost 20% of your investment back on week one, and you just have 28 weeks of this. So this is called a calendar spread, and it's pretty cool. Now, another thing I'm looking at is also credit spreads. So you guys are probably asking what those are. Let me go. Let's go down to the 9-day chart, because the 9-day chart makes the most sense on the calendar spread. So here we are on the calendar spread. So the biggest issue, and this is the biggest hurdle that I've had with Schwab, and you guys are all having, and it's not just a Schwab issue, it's with all the stock firms, is that there's the margin change, right? So when you do these credit spreads, and these are very popular from people, because you're betting on the fact that your downside limit is whatever you buy the next spread at. So here's the 9-day chart. So let's say we bought, or or we sold to open. So this would be like how we're doing the puts to acquire stock. We sell to open, let's say the 70, because I think GameStop by next Friday is still going to be above $70. I think it's going to be somewhere in there. But what we do is we sell the 70, okay, and we get our $2 right now, right? And then we buy to open, let's say the 50 for $1. So you basically have $1 here of a spread, and you have 20 points. So how does this work? Well, let's say you did 1,000 contracts at $2, which we could easily do with my account size. And I'm talking in my account size. So, if I have 6 million and you have 600,000, or you have 60,000, or you have $6,000. So maybe I'm doing 1,000 contracts. And if you have $6,000, you're doing 1 contract or 2. And this is a credit spread. So when you're coming in, so you buy this for $2, you sell this for $1, you have $1 in between, and you have a 20-point spread. So the margin requirement is now, instead of on GameStop where it's 100% marginable, and this is kind of like we have a CCIV right now, the margin requirement is 100%. So instead of, if I was to do 1,000 contracts at $70, I would have to have $7 million basically to put up. If I was to do 1,000 contracts and then hedge it with like the 50, and we did it at $1 spread for the credit spread, then I would only have to put up $2 million. 10,000 shares of stock at $20 is $2 million. I would only have to put up $2 million of margin. So hypothetically, we could do 3,000 contracts like this, and I only have to put up $6 million. And if we made $1 on this for next week, I would make $300,000. Now, and you can pick, where you want. I mean, if you want to have low risk, there's a couple of things you can do here. You can say, you know what, I want to do the 50 at, and you got to watch here because some of these numbers get screwed up. Like, this is 85, 50, 75, 70, so you got to do a few points in between. But let's say you really want to be conservative. So you do the 40. So let's say you sell the 45 for, 60 cents, somewhere in there, and you do the 45 or the 40 for, let's say it's probably 45 cents, somewhere in there. It's maybe you're only going to get 10 cents, or 15 cents, but you have a very, very minor, limit, and like I said, there's bids here, but I don't think, GameStop, if you look at the chart and you look at the 6-month chart of it, it pretty well stayed in this $50 range here, for a good month. I think it's well worth way above $20 now with the board changes. But I think, to do a credit spread next week and really lay out some money, I think GameStop's not going to be $265 next week. Do I think between now and next week, could GameStop, go back to $350, $400? Of course, there's idiots out there. Do I think GameStop can go back to $100? Hell yeah, it makes sense. There's no value to this company. And it's the same thing. And while we're talking about the GameStop, let's talk about AMC today, guys. So AMC came out after hours with earnings. Everybody's been watching it. Of course, it's up after hours because what company, does $160 million in revenue, loses almost $1 billion, and their stock runs? They lost $3 a share. I mean, this is a freaking dud. But they are opening up more theaters. And I think they had 115,000 private people rented their theaters out, for private shows and stuff like that. This is another joke. But the only thing good is that AMC was smart enough while the stock was running to sell their own stock and raise capital. So they have $1 billion in the bank, so that they'll last for another year or another few months. But like I said, it's ridiculous. There's no value to this. This is a worse case scenario than Plantair, where everybody's everybody's like, why is Plantair not up more? Well, there's a reason it's not up more, because they came out and said we're not growing this year. We just told you we're not gonna hit the top of our estimates. So you have to look at that stuff. Also, new one today, RBLX or RBL, Roblox came out today. So nice debut, over 50% up. So if you were in on the IPO, you did terrific. If you bought the stock today, I don't know how you did, because the stock got as high as 70, was it like 74? Got as high as $74. If you bought at the peak, you're already down $5 a share. these are interesting. I don't know. It'll be interesting where this one goes. You can see it rally some more. Here's the thing: if tech rallies strong, this one will probably come up some more. If tech pulls back, this one will probably this one may not take off as fast. So it'll definitely be interesting. Bitcoin almost back to its highs again, up to 57,000 today, right around 56 right now. So that's doing good. Futures are pointing up for tomorrow. So that's a good sign. CCIV, obviously, which is my big holding. So I am looking for CCIV on Friday to be above 25 bucks. So if you've been watching my account, if CCIV is above $25, we basically now have, this hedge right here goes away. I have 120,000 shares at $24.70 right now. So I'd pick up another $36,000 right here. I pick up $110,000 right here, and I pick up $54,000 right here if CCIV is above $25. If CCIV was to sit right where it's at right now, I'd pick up this $54,000. This 92 cents would be 30 cents, and we pick up about another 60,000 or so here. So our target number for CCIV is 25 bucks or higher. If it goes to like this morning when it was at 27, that's terrific. It doesn't really make a bit of difference to me. All I needed is 1 penny above $25, and it's all good. So that's what we're looking at. Also, guys, don't forget my account. It still has this Largo resource is still screwed up. So the actual balance is 5.9 million, $91,000. But this is going to decrease it by about $140,000. So at some point, when Schwab fixes the journal entries, we're not going to be there. But we could easily be, once they do fix that, and if CCIV is over $25 on Friday, we should be back over $6 million. So that's how that works. Now you can close those positions earlier. You can do some different stuff. The other thing that looks really nice is CCIV. Even if it sits around this $24, $25, it's got a good premium as long as it's moving and keeps going, pretty strong. These premiums are good. When you have a stock that's moving, 2-3 points up and down every day, the option chain premiums are really nice. So even if it's 24 bucks or wherever it is, right around this level, we don't get called down those 120,000 contracts, we can look at again next week, and we could sell the call. There. We could sell the 25 again, right, and we could do it earlier today. So even though the 25 right now is like 90 cents, let's say this is going to keep coming down in value. This one's going to come down in value a little bit, but if we wanted to do it right now, we could pick up $1 basically. But why do it now? Let that one come down and see where it shakes out. But I think there's some good money here. The other thing would be is we could liquidate all this, and then we could go to a defense, and do our put scenarios that we've done. And we could say, you know what, because we have 200,000 between the 80,000 contracts, or 800 contracts here is 80,000 shares, and then the 120,000. So we have 200,000 in play. So we have 2,000 contracts. So we could also, get rid of all this stuff at 24 bucks or, wherever it is, and then say, you know what, let's write 2,000 contracts of the 24s. Because I think CCIV is going to sit in this. The only thing that's going to make CCIV go below 20 bucks is because a deal's not getting done or something gets screwed up. As long as this deal's getting done and everything's moving forward and everything's okay, CCIV is going to stay 23, 24, 25 bucks. So this is another play and this is where you have to look at just the same thing. You're leveraging 100% of your money. So I could basically have, like 2,500 max contracts if I want to really lay it all on the line. But if I was to sell the puts to open on 2,500 contracts for 250,000 shares of CCIV at $1.50, I can pick up on 200,000 contracts, 2,000 contracts. I can pick up 300 grand. So I can make 300,000-400,000 a week doing this scenario as long as CCIV keeps bouncing around. So these are just different things. I'm just trying to explain so you guys all understand. Good news, Crazy Carl's in the house. I might be able to buy the company. Crazy Carl is going to buy CCIV for a cash deal. CCIV is 25 right now. Saw on their CNBC ticker. Yep, it's 25 bucks. So James said, I need a good, cheap call option that'll make me a little money, new to trading, but haven't had much luck. So, well, I mean, call or put, but I think, like I said, even if you look at like CCIV, you want something that's an easy money one, sell the put to open, sell the 2150 for 10 cents. You can sell one contract, get yourself $100 and $10. And I think you have very low risk at 2150 between now and Friday. These are good if you want a call option. You could buy this one. CCIV, buy this at $1.33. As long as it's over $25.33, you make money. If this thing goes back, if this thing pops in the morning or gets up to $27 again, and you own this at $1.33, it's going to be $3 for that contract. You make 150%, almost 140% on your money. Also, a couple of things I forgot to tell you guys. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. My Patreon group, I love for all of you guys, big shout out to all my Patreons in the house, is where I post all my trades in real time. And those are for you guys just to follow. It's up to you guys to do your due diligence and if you want to follow what I'm doing, but I post them all in real time there. We also have the private Patreon group that you guys have access to, and the research team. And of course, Kenny heads up the research team. He's in there all day long, seeing what's going on and posting some different stuff. And he's still going to continue to post a lot of the OTC plays and a lot of the different stuff. But for me right now, that is not really what my focus is. My focus is the options and doing some different things with options like I told you guys would be doing. And I think that's where I'm going to make hundreds of thousands, $500,000, $1 million a week if I catch the right option trades. And I've done it before. I'll tell you some stories. I used to have it at times back in the day on calls when the was much cheaper. the volatility was much cheaper and stuff. I'd have 20, 30,000 contracts of Apple out at like 15, 20 cents on some stuff. And Apple would move a point and this stuff would move $2-3 million a day. It's insane. But you can also lose a lot of money really fast doing that. So I'm using a little self-control right now, you could say. But we're gonna do some more stuff. We'll amp it up. We'll have some fun. But hey guys, any questions? What do you guys got for me? Jeff Schwartz made some money on GME with a stop loss set at 285 on the upswing. Maybe it's time for some puts. I don't know, Jeff. You're very bullish on it, and I told Jeff this thing was going to crash, but he was lucky he had his stop limit in there. One thing to know too, guys: stop limits are terrific, but if a stop gets halted before you hit your stop limit and then reopens, let's say way lower, that stop limit is going to trigger at that lower number. So just remember, like I said with GameStop, Jeff got lucky because it reopened at like the first time when it crashed, it was 345 or 340, and also it was 300. It got halted, and then when it reopened, it opened at like 290. So and then it went all the way down to 250, and then halted again. So he was lucky. He got called out. But let's say it halted at 290, and he had the 285 stop limit, and it reopens at $200. You get sold out immediately at $200 unless you change it during that 5-minute time frame. So you could really get damaged, and then also the stock comes all the way back to 300. So you always be careful with that. So while those are good, but when stocks do start having such changes like that, and with stocks getting halted and stuff, you do have to be aware that they aren't 100% foolproof, just so you know. Just want to make sure you know. So what else you guys got for me? Talk about Roblox. Yeah, it did great on the premiere today. We're looking at that one. Like I said, came out, but it's kind of interesting. It opened up lower, shot up, and then came in this area here. So if you caught it early, but if you also caught it too early, you paid way too much, and now you're down. This will be interesting. I think if the NASDAQ tomorrow has a strong rally and comes back, I think it should do okay. If it doesn't, it's really, really hard to say what it will do. So Jeff says, I know it's not a money question, but did you find your friend? Yes, we located T. He went to, I guess he was somebody gave him some bad product is all I can say. So in Reno next week, I told him he's not smoking anything. So Raja, check out Gambit Energy, GMEI. It was 10 cents yesterday, and today it went as high as $10. So I'm sure my research team would probably have more information about that one than me. Yeah, that's insane. You know what? This could be like CTYX. Is this the one that had let's see here. Yeah. That is crazy. Yeah, today. So it looks like I did this a while ago. Got up to $10 on March. Oh, wait a second. Did this just start trading? Well, I'm not sure. Something's weird here. 52-week range, $1.50. Is this the one that was a name change or something? Honestly, I have no clue. So you guys probably know more about this one than me. Somebody says, I remember Gambit Energy Pyramid Scheme. I have no idea. I would have loved to own that one. I would have loved to have this one today at, or yesterday at $1. That'd be a huge one. I have no clue on this one. This will be something, wrong symbol. I'm not sure. Yeah. This one I have no idea, but I'm sure Kenny will get some information on the research team that he can post about. So, did you already talk about Jack? I came in late. How do you think it's doing? It was down today. We haven't talked about it. Not a whole lot to say about it today. We're just waiting for news on this one. This one is we're waiting for the news. We need to just needs that SPAC deal, and the sell and stuff, but was down a lot. Came back from its low today of where you go today, $1.97. So at least it came back a dime. We had that nice run up in it, which was very nice. It got a lot higher. This one is just, when it gets going, and it just has to hold. If this thing does come down a little bit more, I'm going to definitely average down on it so we can get out of this thing with a profit. I do think this one has some potential. Not, like I said, it has some potential. It's staying high enough here where I believe in it. And like I said, when it does spike and run, it can definitely go. And like I said, they have deals, they have things coming. So this is one I think will be okay. And we just hold it for a little while, but it is what it is. Nothing too crazy with it. But hey guys, big shout out to all the YouTube sponsors. They have access to those really cool emojis. Big shout out to my Patreon members. Big shout out to all of you. I hope you guys made lots of money in the market today. If you didn't make a lot of money in the market today, I hope tomorrow is a better day for you. But that's all I got for you guys. You guys are the money makers. You're watching Raja Makes Money. If you haven't subscribed yet on YouTube, click that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed or followed me yet on Facebook, make sure you do. And like, share, let everybody know about us. We're just like 10 people away from 8,000 YouTube subscribers. So let's do it. Share, like, tell them all about us. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Boom.